Hello everybody. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor, schedule a colonoscopy. And here's a shout out to Ogo Andrew. Hey, thanks for keeping up the good word, spreading the good word, brother. We need that to catch on. We're just going to be doing a quick inspection, and I pretty much know what's going on right now. We've got bees in the top of this box. I've got a few bees in the bottom part of this box, and there's some honey and some frames over here. So we're going to put this top box down here, because we want them to start the winter down here and work their way up into the honey this summer, and this fall and winter, and in spring they should be up here. They seem like they have probably about 60 to 65 pounds in here of stores for the winter. So we're going to give them a little shot down here, some smoke. Another shot here, some smoke. Then a little shot here. I already separated them. Usually they're stuck together, but for the sake of convenience, I cracked them open already. Okay, what are we looking at here? Alright, you can see the bees down in there. Now that's, they're doing alright. They're almost on course. I just wish they were all down in this area right now. And what I see down in here, I don't see much honey down in there. I hope there ain't any larvae in there. We're going to find out right now. The smoke is calming down. It's believed that there's a fire in the area. So what they're going to do is concentrate on keeping the queen safe, gorging on any honey that's in here. They'll be able to replace it when I leave, or put it back, redeposit it. But they don't want to mess with me then, because that would jeopardize the queen. So we're just going to slowly crack this open. I see 4 or 5 full frames here with honey in it. The outside of this one doesn't have any, but there's some stores there. That's nice. It's in here, it's just they're not situated the way I would like to see them. I would like most of them to be down in this part here. That's all really nice capped, very fresh honey. And you can see the darker cells there. Those cells prior to now, this year, earlier in the spring and everything, those were filled with brood. So they're doing what they need to do. Basically, both these boxes were filled with brood. Now that they're filled with honey, I feel pretty lucky. And instead of waiting until the end of winter to try and put this hive together to where they have honey ready for them, I'm going to do it now, and they can work their way into the honey like they should be. Just going to try and do it without getting stung. I'm going to show you a couple of queen cells here. We had a rough season this year with very bad weather, so these are queen cups. These are drone cells. These are worker cells. And those are queen cells. You can see how they're definitely different from any of the other cells here. These are queen cups. The bees will make these cups to prepare for when they may need to swarm. Usually the ones down here are swarm cells, and these up here in the middle or top are supersedure cells. Supersedure cells are basically like the bees feel that the queen isn't performing or something isn't going right with the hive, and they need to replace the queen with a new queen. Swarm cells are when they feel like they're restricted of space, and that the swarm or the colony is strong enough to survive split in half, and they'll make these cells. The queen will lay some eggs in here, and then after the queens develop in here a little while, the queen, when the time is right, that is in the hive at the time, will take off with half of the bees. Most of the working foraging colony will go with this queen, and they'll take about half the honey with them. They will turn that honey then into beeswax to form their new bee colony and make beeswax, to make these cells. Anyways, that's just quick 1-2. And I've got a lot of time to mess with these girls. So what I'm going to be doing is taking any of these frames that, and I do have some more frames that have honey in another hive. So if I need it at the end, shoot, we might be leaving this mostly where it is. Okay, yeah, these are all empty. So they didn't get a whole lot of stores in here. That's all right, I'm not worried. We've got many different ways of taking care of these girls as far as food, but they've already eaten everything in the bottom. Well, except for actually these three or four frames have honey in them. So what we're going to do is take this frame, that frame, these two frames here, that one can stay in here near the middle. This one come out. Okay. So now look in here, and if we have three frames that are low on honey, we'll take them out, put them in the bottom of that box. They're going to be spending the winter in the garage here, so they're not going to use as much stored energy as they normally would. So we got her pretty glued together, that's for sure. Anybody want to take some home with them? So this is an empty cell, and it's damaged. So glad that one's completely empty. This spring I can replace it with some new undamaged ones. Okay, this one's heavy, but I'm going to show you. That's completely full, honey. That's going to stay in there. Well, okay, changing plans. This one is going to stay on the bottom. With, let's see, since this one's empty, they're working on that one, so I'm going to put it back in here. Okay, so I'm going to put the cells of honey, the frames of honey that I have here, right in the center of this box. This one's going to go on the bottom. They're going to finish cleaning this one out over the next couple of months, and then in spring, they're going to move into the 3 frames that are here, and then if I have to, I can supplement them with other honey later on for my other boxes. So, we're going to move these over, open up the center of this box. Okay. I'm going to put them over on the right-hand side of it, because now when I pull these, pull this box out in the spring, the sun is going to be on this side more predominantly. There we go. Let's see, we'll put the lid on here. We'll get them to go back down into the hive there. We'll use a little smoke. Alright, so we've got a couple of entrances here. We've got the main entrance down here. We've got another entrance here. There's an access hole here for air to get up here, and they can, mill around in there if they want. But what's going to happen then is at night, and for weeks when it's cold, they can be in here for like 3 weeks with no problem. They just need to go to the bathroom every month or so. We're going to close up that bottom entrance. This bottom entrance is going to be closed by the front of this board because we're going to slide it back. When it comes time to open this up so they can get in and out, we'll pull this out and then push this lid forward. And there's enough of space between the front or the back, the inside of this board and the outside of this other board here to where they can get out of that hole. But we want to lock it up, we just got to push it back, and they can't get out of there. that's it. We'll keep you updated. Every time I poke my head in there, we'll do a little video, but it'll only be for show, pretty much, you know, so everybody can keep in touch with the girls. And then hopefully they make it all winter, you know, it's tough for them these days. I appreciate everybody that checks this out. Yeah. Support other YouTube creators, people. And shout out to all my subs. I think there's close to 120 now. Thanks, everybody. Bye.